special podcast because I invited one of my favorite realtors, Gino Montalvo. I invited the most important people in my life, Andrea and Alexa,
And
and it
Daniela.
went like Andrea and Alexa. So Andrea and Alexa raised my kids. So I will actually, this is gonna be a special first episode of my second season of podcast, and I'm gonna step out so that they can talk about life and maybe me. I don't know. So we'll see how that goes. Thank you guys.
All
Be
right.
nice.
Yay. Round of
Be
applause for
nice,
Claudia.
please.
Woo. Season 2. How convenient. My season 2 just started too. That's weird. How are y'all? She literally just stuck us all in a room and goes, talk.
Yeah, I know.
And we have no idea what we're going to talk
really
about.
threw us under the bus like that.
But I think I'll go ahead and make it okay. So how are y'all doing today? You keep saying y'all are in town. So y'all are not usually in town?
I'm not usually in town. I go to Stanford, so I live
Stanford.
So I live in California.
California.
And I'm
Do you
here.
feel like people that are your friends here, when you tell them you're going to that school, when you tell them you're in California, they kind of go, oh, sorry.
Not really my close friends, but
Just
maybe
the
like
haters.
kind of random people that I meet and I tell them where I live. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Well, because I remember just a little. I'm just talking about a lot about me. When I was growing up and I was in school, I didn't know what college was. And I remember when your mom telling me you're going to go to Stanford, I was like, dude, when I was graduating, I didn't know what Del Mar was. I didn't know what A&M was. I didn't know all these people talking about applications. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm going to go work at Best Buy. And so when you were applying for that school, was that always a school you wanted to go to?
Yeah, ever since I was little, I was like Googling good colleges that were good in academics and also athletics, because we grew up watching a lot of football and liking football. So
You play football?
No,
Oh.
I don't. I just like to watch it.
Who wants me on the team?
It's a spectator sport only. So yeah, at the time they had Andrew Luck at QB, Christian McCaffrey, so they were at the top of their football game, and so that's when I decided I want to go there, and then
Very cool.
ended up there.
Sis, do you Google schools you want to go to? And by the way, my kids don't usually Google that stuff. They usually Google like how to like do the gritty, what Riz is, all that kind of stuff.
I'm definitely less. I'm behind in terms of her. I don't really know where I want to go yet. But
What grade are you in?
I'm a junior.
Junior. Oh, okay. Sis.
Whoops.
Wait,
You know how old I am.
you're a junior,
I'm a junior.
right? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And what school do you go to?
Incarnate Word
Cool.
Academy.
Do you like it there? Because you
Yeah.
went there too, right?
Yes, I did.
I've
graduate
had
from
some
there.
friends in the past, even some people that work for me that went to Incarnate Word. They're usually troublemakers. Are y'all troublemakers?
Definitely not.
No.
No. We're the
Angels.
cream of the crop.
Who's
Exactly.
the worst out of the two?
Her.
Oh,
That was a quick
I
nod
don't
that
know.
way.
I don't know.
I can just
don't
tell
know.
anybody listening is like,
I
nope,
don't know.
the purple's probably
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Well, by
She's
the way, so
worst.
did she already? I was tuned out. Did she introduce y'all? Who y'all were?
Yes.
Cool. And then she introduced me, right? What point did we
Yeah.
start this podcast? We started it a while
She
back.
jumped right in.
Yeah.
Okay,
we
cool.
just kind of
Like I said, she didn't give us any kind of outline, so we're just gonna keep going. Cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anything y'all would like to talk about? I can just kind of give y'all the reins. That's actually funner.
More fun.
This is your soapbox. Say what you want to say.
I have no
Oh, wow.
idea.
No. So what are you going to
No.
school for? We'll touch on that and we'll do that stuff.
Yeah. I am studying economics and political science. So
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Nerd. Yeah.
Annoying, going to good school.
So real estate and mortgages, that was never a passion or never like a thing. Like, hey, did your mom ever tell y'all like, hey, you're gonna work for me?
No, definitely not like forcing us to or anything.
I'm
but
forcing mine.
yeah, I mean,
which one?
I need help. Both.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Outside of like scribbling notes for her while she's on the phone call when we were like 10 in the
Oh, yeah.
car.
She ever like hand you the phone to text?
Yeah, definitely handing the phone text
Is this
or
good?
like
Is this
No,
good?
we would take applications.
literally take
for her,
applications.
which, like in hindsight, isn't the best thing to say. But she would put.
Well,
it on
she would take the
speaker.
applications. We would just write it down.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
would
just
put it
making
on
notes,
speaker
making
and
notes.
we'd be writing down
Exactly.
like name, date of birth, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Or in the summers, she would put me to cold call.
So for the schooling you're going to, I feel like a lot of people, maybe you've seen this too, a lot of people that go to school for the thing that their major is end up not doing that. Do you feel like for sure, like, hey, I'm gonna do this, like I'm gonna go do something in that field?
Probably in terms of like politics. I don't know. I'm probably after I get my degree, I will go to law school and
Damn.
do something like that.
Sorry, can I say damn?
It's my mom's podcast, Gino.
So true. Yeah. So I'll probably do law school and then end up somewhere in politics.
So
but
I recently interviewed y'all's mom, and I've known y'all's mom a really long time, and she's done a lot of stuff, not only for myself and our company and our team and the community. Is there anything that you've seen your mom do that you're like, all right, cool, I'm going to go ahead and follow that path too? Any certain things that you see she does outside of the real estate stuff where you're like, wow, that's really cool? Because growing up, I never went to galas. I never went to fundraisers. My parents weren't involved in that kind of stuff. My dad was a business owner, but he didn't take me to any kind of events where like Sean Elliott's talking. I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you've seen y'all's mom do where you're like, yeah, I kind of would like to be involved in that somehow one day? Because I know you used to do campaigning for the mayor, right?
Right. Yeah. No, definitely being involved in the community and like all of her philanthropy work is something that will definitely stick with us.
What
like,
do you see that does not only for you as a business person, but also those around you? How do you see that affects them?
I mean, one of the big things that my mom always stresses in both with her business and just in general is building relationships, lasting relationships with people. And I think that's something that she's always stressed to us, especially because it helps you a lot through college and like starting up in your business. So I think just how easily she creates connections with people has definitely been a teaching point for us, and how important it is to build that.
It's definitely a hard thing, and we talked about this on an interview we did the other day, where when you own a small business in a community, you have to be part of the community, and when you're not, it makes it very difficult because there's a lot of business owners that don't take any part in the community, and then they wonder why they're not successful. And there's some that are very, very involved, and people see them everywhere and doing everything, and it's like, oh, must be nice. There's a lot of people out there that can look at someone and go, oh, must be nice, but don't see all the hard work they put into it. Y'all have definitely been behind the scenes as you've seen your mom grow, even just over the last 10 years, where you are probably like comprehensive of like what was happening, not just like, oh, mom's working. My kids are getting to the point, my oldest is 11 and my youngest is 8. They have a general idea of what we do. Not so much like, why are we going to another house? Like, doesn't make any sense. Why we keep joining these different houses? Like, what point did y'all realize what your mom did?
I think probably pretty young. I mean, we would be like, I'd be like maybe 8 or 9, and we would go to HEB, and she would literally run into like 3 or 4 different people. Like HEB trip, would take like double the amount of time that it should, because people would stop her and be like, oh, like
shaking babies.
I literally haven't seen. Actually, just the other day, I walked into a restaurant, I think it's kind of new, at least it's new for me. And
I go to Stanford.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and the like hostess comes up immediately, like before I could even say like table for 2, she was like, oh, you're Claudia's daughter, right? And like started talking to me, and she was like, oh, I recognize you from Facebook. Like your mom did our loan like literally 10 years ago. I haven't talked to her since, but like, you know, she just like has such a big impact. Feeling, yeah, she just has such a big impact on people's lives.
Someone asked me recently, like, is it weird if people come up to you? I'm like, 1, thanks for thinking that people come up to me. And 2, occasionally if someone goes, hey, I know you from social media, whatever it is, that's just kind of the world we live in. I think no matter who you are, we all have friends that we see, or people that we see, acquaintances, and when you see them finally out, you're like, you're that person. Like, we were friends in 2020 during the pandemic. It's finally nice to meet you.
Yeah. No, I think I first realized what my mom did when she came to school and did a career presentation.
How'd that go?
All the parents were coming, and she'd always, I don't even remember like exactly what
she walk in like a boss?
Oh yeah,
I'm
with
Claudia.
her high heels, her like 8-inch high heels. But
look at me, so busy.
Yeah, she would always use, what was it, like
she's
Mr.
probably 20
and Mrs.
minutes
Happy.
late.
What is that?
Mr. and Mrs. Happy was a family that she would use, and that's the one thing
I
really?
Remembered.
Yeah.
So she like, what do you mean? What she use?
Well, because she would explain. Like,
what she does.
Yeah. So she'd be like, oh, like if Mr. and Mrs. Happy come and ask me or are trying to buy a house, like I give them money so that they can buy a house, and then they give me back the money. And then I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
There's definitely good stuff to learn when you're young. Because when I went to school, no one talked about that at all. No one talked about buying houses. Now with social media and all the different things that are out there, people talk about it, I think, a lot more than they used to. It used to be like this mystery, like, how do people buy houses? I don't know. It used to, even the same with school. Like the fact that you were Googling the school. It used to be the only way you can find out about a school you would want to go to is you have to go to the counselor, and the counselor would give you like a brochure. It's like, hey, good luck. Here's the brochure. You're like, okay, I'm going to read about this school. And then when the internet kind of took over and you can get all this information, it's like, well, there's other schools out there. There's other places besides Corpus. Y'all travel quite a bit. The reason I bring that up is because I think that that's a really cool aspect of y'all growing up. You've been able to travel. Where'd y'all just get back from recently?
We just got back from Italy, actually.
Italy.
Yeah.
We were there for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
To 4 cities.
I've heard it's one of those places. I've had some friends in the past that have gone, and they told me the same thing. Like, oh, we're going for like 2.5 weeks. I'm like, whoa. Did it feel like it's one of those places where you kind of have to have a lot of time for the traveling and for all the sites you see and all the places you have to go?
Yeah, I mean, the 2 weeks was not enough time.
Bless
It's funny because I'm usually the loud one, so usually I don't have that issue. But no, we went for 2 weeks and we went to 4 cities, and I didn't feel like we had enough time.
Walk us through it. Where'd you start for people that are like, I wish I can go to Italy? Where'd you take off from?
So we took off from Houston and we went to we flew to Frankfurt actually, and they lost our bags for 10 days of
No
the
way.
14 days.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yes.
what?
Yeah.
So the whole
Yeah.
time y'all were there,
The
y'all
whole
had.
time we didn't have
We didn't have any
clothes.
bags.
What
We
did y'all
didn't have
do?
We just bought
anything.
clothes.
Oh.
Yeah, we
It
literally
was
had
just
There's
so
no Walmart,
bad.
though. Where
It
the-
was so
It's all
bad.
designer stuff. Oh, mom, we lost our bag. Wink, wink.
No, it was actually
Hey,
the
bellhop, here's
worst
$100.
thing.
Hold my bag.
tragic. Yeah.
It was pretty bad. But no, we started in Venice for 2 days.
hmm
So
What's in Venice for anybody that doesn't know?
well, the whole city is underwater. I mean, okay, not underwater.
It will be underwater.
So
in
we
like
started by
30
buying
years.
scuba gear. Uh-huh.
It will be underwater. But the street, like there's no streets. It's just kind of canals.
Okay.
And so it's like it's basically underwater.
So is Venice, for anybody who doesn't know, and I've been to Vegas. Y'all been to Vegas?
Mm.
Is it kind of like the Venetian Hotel, the way that the gondolas and stuff like that?
Yeah,
It's
it's
exactly
inspired
Based off of that,
by-
right? That's
yeah,
what that
exactly.
hotel's based off of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you do the gondola rides through the
Did y'all do a
city,
gondola
and
ride?
We
Mhm.
did.
Hold on, let's back up even further. So y'all just two went by yourselves? There's no adult supervision?
No,
we went with our
my
dad.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
No, we went with my dad. But
It's like Euro Trip. Have you ever seen Euro Trip? It's kind of an adult movie. You probably shouldn't see it. It's an old 90s movie.
I think it's
What?
before,
How
before
old are
our
you?
time. I'm about to be 20.
See? Fine.
Jessica's still
All right, so
saying no.
Venice, and then where'd y'all go?
And then we went to Milan, so fashion capital of the world.
Every time y'all say these countries, I'm like, Milan. I feel like Zoolander.
Yeah. Yeah, we bought all of our mom's Christmas gifts in
Cool.
Milan.
Oh my God.
Nice.
So many,
Yeah.
too many.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that city was gorgeous. I think I could live there.
Is
I
this
could
all by
stay there.
car when you're traveling around, or is it train? They do a lot of trains over there.
Yeah,
right?
we went from train to Venice to Milan, and then the rest of the trip was all by car. Yeah, we
Yeah.
drove.
How's
It's like
the how's the
2-hour
sightseeing
drive.
there? Is it all flat, mountains, rivers? Like describe it. Like describe it
Well-
for a city here in the United States.
So we started in Venice, which is north, and then we traveled south.
Mhm.
So the north part is more flat.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot more flat, and then as you go down, the mountains are so pretty. The scenery is very pretty on the drives. I remember we were driving to Rome,
Mm-hmm.
and she made us take like a 2-hour detour so we could go see the water because she wanted to go see the water. But I was so sick of the car, but the water was worth it. It was a very
When you say the
pretty
water,
drive.
is it like a beach or it's just an ocean?
Just the coast. Yeah, it's the what sea was it again?
Well,
It's like
she says
connects.
the
It
Mediterranean.
It's the
connects to the
Mediterranean, isn't it?
Mediterranean. I mean, it's
called the
technically not, but
Tyran.
Is it
Tyran.
similar to the Pacific coast, or is it similar to the East Coast, or is it
Definitely
like our little
Pacific.
toilet bowl we have
Yeah.
here in the Gulf Coast?
yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely more similar to the
definitely
Pacific.
Really?
Yeah.
Very cool.
But
And so where'd y'all end the trip? What? Where'd y'all end the trip at?
we
went from Milan to Tuscany, and then
Mhm.
from Tuscany to Rome. So we ended in Rome.
Y'all realize how big a deal that is, right? The fact that y'all are the age you are and you've been to those places when there's a lot of people that are a little older. And I'm not giving you a guilt trip. I'm just saying
Yeah,
that
no, it's
it's
amazing.
a very amazing thing to do when you're young. And I've had friends in the past that did that, and you see how their eyes open to the world, where they're not closed-minded. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people here in our market that sometimes just don't even get outside of Corpus. And it's like, have you ever been outside of Alice? But it really changes perspective on a lot of things. What did you feel you learned from this trip?
I mean, it was, yeah, like you said, it was definitely eye-opening, and I mean, especially Rome's just like so much culture, and like
I was gonna ask,
Just
was
like
it mostly locals, or I'm sure it's a lot of tourists, right?
it was mostly locals, pretty much everywhere except for Rome.
they
Rome
speak
was
English?
a lot of tourism. A lot. Most places, or most people spoke English,
Oh,
but
the accent, right?
also like
Yeah.
speaking Spanish. You can
Oh.
get by with Italian
Really?
language. It's very
Yeah.
similar.
Oh,
So like
interesting.
speaking English and Spanish is pretty much
Wait, so you
You'll
said
be
you went to
fine.
Italy, right?
Yeah.
And you'll have pasta?
so
So
much
much
pasta. So
How
much
was
pasta.
that?
It
That would be a dream.
delicious.
Yeah, it
the
was great.
food is just to die for.
And the
Does it
pizza.
taste like similar stuff we have here, or is it not even close?
No.
Right?
No.
You're
No.
like, this is not anything. Like, what are they doing here?
Yeah, no, it's way different. You can't go to Italy and have the expectation of American, like Italian food, because it'll just be a.
Have y'all ever been to New York?
Yes.
I feel like New York is one of those places to where you can go and try a lot of different cultures, and it's pretty close.
Right.
Mostly because they're literally right there. So they're like, hey, we're just going to stop here in New York. We're not going to go down to Corpus. We're going to stop right here.
Yeah.
Which is crazy whenever you see places locally, and it's like, oh, this is New York pizza. And it's like, is it?
Yeah. No, I love New York. New York's my favorite city, probably here in America.
So economics, what do you want to do and go to school for? Or is that like a pressure thing your mom does? Like, does she pressure y'all? Did she pressure? Do you feel like she pressured you to go to college?
Yeah, no,
my
we
parents
have
to go to college for sure.
Go to college for sure. Also, I mean, when we were younger, she very clearly told us that we had to be a lawyer, a doctor, or an engineer. Like, we just had to choose one of those.
Those are the three.
Yeah, those are the three. Which is where she got law school from.
Wait, are you going to law school to be a lawyer? Or
I'm not sure, but like probably.
Who goes to just a law school just to go?
Just to go.
Buys
like
me a little more
Woods
time. Buys me a little more time to figure out what I'm gonna do.
Wait, do you know what Elle Woods
in the
is?
long run?
Yes.
Who?
Legally Blonde.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Come on.
I'm old. I don't know. A while ago I mentioned the movies like in the 90s, and I felt really old saying that to y'all. Because were y'all even
Legally
born in
Blonde
the 90s?
is not the 90s.
Huh?
No, I was born in 03.
No, really? Whoa.
Yeah, I turned 20 this year. I turned 2023. Yeah.
Let me recover from that one real quick.
Yeah, I know.
I'll save the year.
Okay, so out of the three choices that your mom gave you, what do you feel like you got to go do? Or is that kind of past? Was that in the past she used to say that?
I mean, it was more of the past. Now she's kind of a lot more open.
Was there ever a point one of y'all said, I'm going to be an artist?
No.
That was not an option, huh?
Definitely not.
No, I was always a copycat. I think it's just a younger sister type of thing. So I would say I was going to go to Stanford because she wanted to go to Stanford.
Now that she's there, do you feel like you want to go there too? You're like, nah.
I want to go to the East Coast.
Stanford is actually her safety school. So
yeah,
that's what she said.
Del Mar was mine.
Yeah. She thinks it'll be too easy. So
it is. I mean, they let her in, so obviously they let anyone in. You know.
Exactly.
No, I just want to go. I want to go anywhere on the East Coast, really.
Cool.
Like I said, I love New York. So like Columbia, NYU, those schools. If I got in, it'd be amazing. And as for what I want to do, I don't really know. I really like political science and political philosophy, but I also recently found an interest in like coding and computer science.
Wow.
The issue I have with that is that there's not that much overlap between the two.
Sure.
So I kind of
it's got one way or the other, yeah.
Yeah.
So coding would be like what? Writing programs or like HTML, like websites?
Yeah. To put it into context, I went to a
to put it in context for you dummies.
No. As to why I like coding, I did a summer program at Harvard this summer.
It's hard talking to y'all. Is this the way people feel talking to my kids? We only drink Voss. Damn. It's very, I'm not making fun. It's very impressive. It's just shocking.
Yeah, so I went for 7 weeks and I stayed on campus and I took 2 classes there. So I took political philosophy and I took intro to Python. So I was just kind of learning the basics of it and I fell in love with it. But it's so much work. So I don't know about it because it's a crazy amount of work. And that's from like a high school beginning class. Like I just don't know how I would.
Well, it was a college beginning class, but
it was a college.
If I could pause, only because I know it seems like I'm making jokes or I'm making light of it. The fact that y'all been able to do and have the opportunities y'all had, I think shows a lot of your character, and it shows a lot of the character of your mom for pushing you all that far. I think as a parent, you strive, and I think my parents did that. I'm sure her parents did that. You strive to push your kids as far as you can, because at a certain point in life, you get to a certain point where it's like, okay, now it's y'all's turn. You got to go do more than I did. My dad always told me that. My dad was like, I want you to be better than me. I want you to do more than I ever did. And it's one of those things like my kids, I look at my little girl and look at my little boy and I'm like, I don't know how you're going to do it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely
but I'm going to try. And so that shows a lot about y'all's character as a family and just everybody pushing each other to do these things. And just don't take it lightly. I'm sure y'all have friends and that y'all know, and maybe y'all tell them the same thing you're telling me, and their face is more shocked. They're like, well, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So that's a really cool opportunity. So how many more years do you got? You just started it, right?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of my second year right now, so I guess 2.5. It feels like it's going.
So there's no option. You're
going
to come back and work in this awesome office. You're like, no, I'm going to go and do this. No, you're like, nah. Does your mom want you to? Probably not, right?
Not really.
I don't think so.
She never really pushed it on us. It wasn't even really like that much of a mention. I mean, I think we know that if we ever like wanted to come back, she would let us and like she would teach us everything. But she never really encouraged it all that much. I think she, like you said, she wanted us to do more, and she definitely pushed us to go out of state for college because she wanted us to see what like the rest of the world and the rest of America had to offer, not just Texas and Corpus, you know, as great of a city as it is.
So being that y'all are born within like the last 2 presidents, let's talk about what's cool right now. So that way we can have some stuff out there, some pop culture stuff. What's cool right now? I recently learned what Riz is. Do you know what Riz is?
Yeah, you said that earlier, and I was pretty surprised that that's
well, I have an 11-year-old and 8-year-old, but I also have an 11-year-old going on a 21-year-old, so I learned quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, in college we started saying Riz like maybe a year ago.
Oh, so
and
it's
then
old?
now, well, no, I think but like now it's called on like Twitter. You see it, and now it's kind
So
of.
For those who don't know, what's Riz?
Riz is like the ability to flirt well, and it stems from charisma. It's where it comes from. In case you didn't know, yeah,
isn't that cool?
In case you didn't know, that's where Riz comes from.
So this moment we just had right here, where it's like click. My mom had that. We were recently in San Antonio, and I was like going all crazy and eating all this different stuff, and Gina, my sister, was with us. They're in a hotel room, and she texted, "Are y'all ready for dinner?" And I was all bet. And she's like, bet what? Bet, what is he betting? And then my mom had to ask my sister, what does bet mean? So do you know what does bet mean? Like, or is it an old word too? Am I just like catching?
I mean, it's kind of old,
but it's okay. We won't fault you for it.
What does bet mean?
It's just like you betcha type like
see,
game.
It stems from you betcha or bet it's gonna happen. Like I'm betting it's gonna happen. I try to explain to mom. She's like, no.
Well, the funny thing about that is that like we used to say stuff, and then my mom would get mad at us for saying it because she's like, that's like stupid lingo. Like why do you talk like that? You sound so dumb. And then like now I come home and she's using the same lingo now, and I'm like, what happened to that sounding dumb? Like,
I think
it's ridiculous.
As you know, growing up, there's certain slang I would use in the same way I'm explaining to y'all. My dad would say the same thing, right? My mom would say the same thing. And then as a parent, there's certain points to where I might hear my kids say something and it sounds dumb. You're like, why are y'all trying to find new words to say the same thing? But then as time goes on, you start hearing it like in pop culture or shows, TVs, and then it just becomes like a household word that we all use. It's like, why the hell are we saying this? So what's another word y'all say that your mom gets mad about? What's another slang word?
Well, we used to say, this was like a while ago, but we used to say like when food was really good, we would say like, oh my God, that slapped. Like, that's really good. Like that slaps. And then now, every now and then, she doesn't say it that much, but every now and then like she'll say it and we're like, Mom, you used to hate when we would say that about your food. But
so what's another way to say food's really good?
Like that hit hard.
So you're at a restaurant in Italy eating the best pasta you ever had. Waiter comes over, he's probably all dressed in his fine whites, and you say that slapped hard.
I mean, I don't know if we would say it to a waiter. I think you would only say it to someone that understood the context of it. But I don't know. I guess like that went
Next
hard.
Question. What's the hot social media right now? What is everybody talking on? Because for me, I've always tried to dabble in all of them. I'm old, so the very first social media I used to be on was MySpace. I know. And Facebook and TikTok. I don't do Snapchat anymore. I do a lot of Instagram. It goes Facebook for me, and then it goes Instagram, and then it goes TikTok. So what's the number one y'all think within y'all's group?
For me, it's definitely Twitter. I love Twitter.
I do like Twitter, but you're a smart kid, so it's probably more like reading information. It's not so much like statuses. Like people don't go on Twitter and talk about, oh man, I was at North Italia last night, slapped hard. They're more like, hey, look at this article about whatever.
Yeah. Twitter's a lot of like, you can keep up with like the political world. It does feel really
real time.
But but then also like there's a lot of pop culture on there, and like, you know, just like when funny events happen, like you go to Twitter and like everyone's just like making jokes and like it's very real time. It's a great way to put it. And then I mean, I guess TikTok is still pretty popular.
I mean, I like Twitter a lot, but I think TikTok right now has to be the big one.
Isn't it weird how it started? Because it used to be Musically.
Mhm.
You remember that?
Yeah.
And it was all the whole app was just people lip syncing. It's totally
Yeah.
it's totally switched up to where it's no longer that.
Mm-mm.
And there's a lot of people that use it for business now. There's a lot of realtors
Yeah.
that use it for business, mortgage
100%.
lenders. When it never used to be that way. But it's also a really smart algorithm where if you are on there, whatever you want to go view, you're going to get all that. Your For You page is going to be everything you want. If you're on there and you're like looking at cooking, everything's cooking. If I'm on there and I'm looking at just dumb stuff, for example, if I go on my wife's TikTok, it's all just like cats and dogs being funny. And I'm like, that's nothing like mine.
Yeah, no, I mean, the good thing about like TikTok's algorithm is that you do not have to have any followers at all for something to like blow up and go viral. So that's how a lot of like small like creators, like content creators.
Is that what y'all use to communicate with your friends, or no? What do you use to communicate with your friends?
Communication.
I just use iMessage, to be honest.
iMessage, okay.
Yeah, texting and Instagram.
I guess Instagram, yeah.
That's about it, though.
Yeah, my kids mostly use like. There's one day I walked in my daughter's room and she was on Roblox, and then she was on Fortnite, and she was on her phone. So she had 3 different channels where she was talking to multiple. I'm like, how many people are you talking to right now? Or she'll get like a FaceTime call, and there's 30 people on it. 30 kids jumping on a FaceTime call. She is in 5th grade.
Yeah, we used to do that in like 6th grade.
And then there would be a dinner, and she'll just like hang up on it. I'm like, you're not going to say bye? She goes, no, we just jump on and off all the time. I'm like, it's like you're entering a room and you hear the little door open up like a chat room. It used to be when you ever been in a chat room before? Like back in the day on AOL, before there was like all these different social medias.
You said yeah.
So
you're lying.
I feel like there's a very memory of like maybe
ASL mean?
American Sign Language.
What about BRB?
Okay,
be right back.
What about LOL?
Laugh out loud.
What about
Or
What about-
League of Legends also.
wait,
What?
no one says League of Legends. No
Hold
one
on,
says
what?
LOL for League of
He
Legends.
was talking about.
Wait, what are some
Actually,
new ones that we can test him on? Do you know what?
This is not about me. It's about y'all.
No.
BFFR.
Best friend for real?
No.
That's funny though.
What is it?
That means be freaking
bleeping
for
for
real.
real.
That's a funny one. That's a funny one.
Okay.
That's a good one. That's a
I
good
know.
one.
That one's a new one. That one's a new one. What?
I don't know. I guess we
I'm
use like
trying to think.
FR and FS a lot.
Yeah.
What is- so
FR.
for real?
Yeah.
And FS.
My kid's favorite is bruh. Bruh.
We
Valid.
say bro a
Bet.
lot.
What else does Gianna say? I can't think of it right now. There is this one little meme I saw where it talks about it's like, hey, are your kids using slang? And it shows all these different abbreviations, shows all these different what is that called? They're called like, what's LOL called? Is that
Like an
abbreviation?
acronym.
Acronym. Sorry. And it shows like it's really talking about like houses. Have you ever seen that one?
No,
Hold
I
on.
don't
Well,
think
that's
so.
a format.
Edit this part out. Let me look it
Yeah.
up real quick and you edit this little cut where I'm looking it up.
I've seen that format a lot, but there's like for all different things. There was one that was the one I saw was about like suits. It's like different types of suits. It was like really stupid.
Okay.
What are
Just
other...
edit this entire
Yeah, I
part.
know. Don't, like,
We
what
lost
are
the
other-
plot here.
What are other acronyms?
I don't know.
Next subject. What do y'all want to talk
Yeah.
about? We'll do 2 more things about your mom because I know we got to wrap up in a bit. We'll do 2 more questions about your mom. Anything you would like to say about her? I know that's what she's waiting to hear. She's like, when are they going to say nice things about me?
I would like to say.
I want y'all each to say what your favorite thing about your mom is.
Okay.
Favorite thing.
They can be on a business level or a personal level. Like I really love the way she cooks eggs. Does your mom cook?
She cooks a lot.
Yeah?
She cooks great food.
Let's
Great food.
pause that question I just asked. What's your favorite thing she cooks? Well, let me back it up. Maybe it's not.
There's so many.
What
There's
is
so
she
many
good
good
at?
options.
What is
Okay,
it- what
she's
is she really
great
good
at baking. She bakes
Oh, really?
really good. Like when we were in school and she was like, PTO mom would make cupcakes
Never baked
for
anything for our
all
office.
this stuff.
So it just dropped off.
I think she probably did. She used to bake like literally dozens and dozens of cupcakes. It was like the way
Really?
she would like.
She would
yeah.
decorate them all.
She's really good at that.
Crazy.
Okay.
She's
Yeah.
gotta slow down because she.
But for dinner
got
time,
busy.
what's the favorite thing she makes?
Enchiladas. She makes really,
Ooh.
really great.
She do
green
red sauce.
and
She do green. Oh, she does green.
Yeah, she does green, but she also does like traditional red ones where like the tortilla is red and it's like cheese enchiladas. Those are the best ones.
What are you whispering over there?
I'm trying to get help. I'm trying
Oh,
to
you don't know
calling,
anything?
she's calling a lifeline for
Yeah, I
the
am.
favorite
I'm
dish.
phoning a friend.
Oh yeah. So
Oh, yeah.
they said you bake a whole lot, and I was like, your mom's never baked anything for us. So this, do you used to, or you not anymore?
No, I still do.
Oh, okay.
Like
you
I
used
made
to
her
watch?
pump. Yeah, well, when we were
The
we
eyes.
were in
I
school.
still do.
Yeah. No, when they like I was the mom.
PTO mom?
Yeah, PTO mom. So I would cook like 100 cupcakes at a time because I would bring cupcakes to all the kids and like the teachers.
Tell me more about the enchiladas though.
Yeah, so she makes the green enchiladas, and then sometimes she makes the ones with the red tortillas that have like cheese, very authentic.
Wait, the tortillas are red because they're covered in sauce, Claudia? Claudia can answer. Or they're just
no, you buy them like
tortillas?
that in the store. Yeah, in the Mexican stores, they don't sell them at like HEB.
Oh, okay.
You need to go to like that.
What kind of cheese? American or is it cheddar?
No, it's
No?
like
I heard
queso
American.
fresco.
Oh, damn.
Like you shred it, queso fresco.
So
Okay, Mom, you're making them mad that you've never made them enchiladas before.
Oh no, I'm not expecting to make enchiladas, but cupcakes. I was like, oh, maybe we'll like some cupcakes.
Jessica wants to be invited to have
enchiladas.
My mom's favorite thing that she makes for us is enchiladas. Like we only have it maybe a few times a year, and I had it recently, like right before Christmas, and God, I would give anything.
What kind of enchiladas?
So she does it more like casserole style, where she'll basically do like a lot of American cheese and guavita, and then she's got just the enchilada sauce, and she makes it in the dish where it's kind of like layered. And so it's not necessarily like just a couple at a time. It's like she only knows how to make like 300 enchiladas at a time.
Jeez.
Yeah. But so that's the Tex-Mex.
Yeah, it's definitely
enchiladas.
Tex-Mex.
So we're like I make them the Mexican enchiladas. So the green sauce ones with the chicken, they're called in Mexico's enchiladas suizas.
Oh, I never heard that before.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like
so the question we were asking right before that, right before you walked in, and they can feel free to still answer it now that you're here. It's probably a little tougher, but I said, what is your favorite thing about your mom? So if you can do it with your mom here, go ahead and do it.
Go ahead. Take it away.
Okay. Well, what I was gonna say, and still my answer.
It doesn't have to be about business, just in general. What's your favorite thing about your mom?
Well, mine's kind of about business, but also personal life. My favorite thing about my mom is that she is so motivated. Even like obviously when she was building her business and her career, she like had good reason to like be motivated and like want to get better and grow. And now she's like pretty much at like the top of her game and like obviously very successful, but she like still is motivated and like still like
can't stop
reads
can't stop,
like
won't stop.
you know like self-help like motivational books, and like you know she started this podcast not that long ago. Like she's always like looking for more things, and like if I was her, I'd be waking up at like noon every day. Like
I think a lot of people, that just shows that she has a really important, and a lot of people said this before, I'm sure you've heard it, when you have a really important why, it can make you, and once it makes you want to do everything and anything for those people and that why. And I think y'all are probably her why.
Yeah.
So when you have a really special why, anything's easy, anything's possible.
Exactly.
Okay.
And Dan?
My favorite thing about my mom is also one of the things that me and my mom get in fights about a couple times. It's the fact that she doesn't have a filter sometimes. She's not afraid to speak her mind and just kind of say whatever.
Would you rather
she's
her
thinking.
be more timid?
Well,
do you think she would be as
no.
successful as she is if she
Well,
was?
That's what I'm saying. It's both things, because I do admire her for it, and I do think that it's one of her strengths. But I also sometimes I'm in the car with her, and I really have to get out of the car because she's saying way too much to a customer.
Wait, what?
But I do think that it's one of the reasons that she's as successful as she is, and it's one of the things I do admire about her.
Awesome.
So,
Claudia, what's your favorite thing about your girls?
Oh, that's I was not expecting that question, but so Andrea, my firstborn, she has always been my this little girl that always wants to learn and learn and learn and learn. And I keep seeing it on her, like she reads and, you know, and she gets very like stressed out. Like her periods of stressed out is like, literally I was in a trip and she calls me and she goes, oh my God, like literally crying. I'm so stressed out and I'm going to bomb the test and oh my God, I'm going to do so bad and blah, blah, blah. And I'm trying to like, okay, baby, it's okay. It's college. And then I asked her, you know, like weeks later, like, so how do you do? It's like, oh, it was at A-. I'm like, okay, so it wasn't that bad, but you know, I mean, she like really
has a high bar.
She has a very high bar for herself.
It's good.
So that's one of the things that I really admire on her. And Alexa is literally how the kindergarten teacher will describe her. And it has been the same until high school. And I hope it keeps being that way. She's like the mother hen. Like she has this big heart and she wants to take care of everybody and help everybody. And she puts everybody first. Without even thinking so much on herself sometimes. So she's very very caring. She's very nurturing.
As they got older, it's funny you say that. As they got older, did you feel like what you thought they were going to be like happened, or did they totally surprise you?
No, I think that they've kept their personality, that the way that I expected it. Like this one is very structured, very like I know where I'm going and this is what's gonna happen. This is how I'm gonna do it. This is how I'm gonna get there. And this one is more like freelance, like
Free spirit.
I'll be okay. And then it just surprised you because it's like I mean. Alexa, have you studied? No, but then she goes and aces the test. Like, I mean, she's very smart. I've always said this one is more book smart and this one is more street smart. But she now, which is
Are you
funny.
in a gang?
No. Now she makes this one cry, which before it was kind of like, the oldest one taking advantage of the little one, and then now this one has better comebacks to her, and and it's
nice.
Kind of like nice.
It's like, hey, what's up? Yeah. It's like that. Yeah. Oh, the new one's like, I'm not your bruh.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Well, very cool. Before we finish, one, thanks for letting me come on. This is a lot of fun. I literally walked in here not knowing what I was going to say, but I'm pretty good at winging stuff. So I think we did pretty good. I think you'll be proud of some of the stuff they said. Some of the stuff didn't make any sense at all. Like at all. Like, it was like, what? So now I know what you felt like talking to my kids. Is there any last things you'd like to tell your mom before we turn this off and y'all got to head back?
No, just stay tuned for the rest of season 2.
Good.
No.
Hey, it's good. Hey, good.
You're such a kid.
What a promoter.
Yeah, I know. She's really plugging the channel.
Oh, pause. So is there anybody you think she should talk to this year? Who would be someone cool that y'all know locally? They're like, oh, talk to that person.
I don't know. Maybe some local politicians.
Boring.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna say. I think she should get her mom on here.
Oh yeah, that'd be really good.
Yeah, your mom.
That'd be
You
really
could do an
good.
episode in Spanish.
Yeah, you can do an episode in Spanish with your mom. You just made us come here and say.
I don't know. That would be very scary doing my mom.
Look, with her mom and her sister.
Yeah,
it'd be
that'd be a really good one.
family episode.
Like that would just be like. Yeah.
Bring a therapist too.
Yeah.
Whoa. Well, guys. All right. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate y'all.
Guys,